Grekland, ett land i fritt fall.
Well, it's so bad out there that you can only hope for better things.
Men inget stoppar kulturen.
The youngs mostly are doing masterpieces.
Och den brännande fråga som ställs i filmer och pjäser: vad händer med vårt samhälle?
This is kind of beautiful, yeah.
Whatever you produce now in Greece, it has a political aspect.
Där är Aten, Grekland, kulturens vagga och den ekonomiska krisens själva epicentrum. Det här är 6:e året i rad som den grekiska ekonomin backar. En fjärdedel av den arbetsföra befolkningen är arbetslös och just nu så är det bara mörkt. Paradoxalt nog, på kulturens område är det precis tvärtom. Där har det skett ett verkligt uppsving och där det har märkts som allra mest, det är nog inom filmens värld. Med Oscarsnomineringar och utmärkelser. På årets filmfestival i Berlin visades exempelvis fler grekiska filmer än någonsin förut. Trots att landet nu klassas som u-land av vissa banker. Eller är det just därför som det går bra? Inom teatern tar en ny generation över som skildrar livet i ett sönderfallande samhälle. Ett samhälle som fram tills alldeles nyligen inte var helt olikt vårt eget. Svårast är situationen kanske inom medierna. Här har vi en av Greklands mest inflytelserika tidningar. Den heter Eleftheropia och det betyder direkt översatt den fria pressen.
The collapse of the newspaper was a disaster for 1,000 people who were working in this newspaper. And more or less, everyone was looking to find, a new job. It was very difficult to find a job in a newspaper again.
För ett år sedan stängdes Eleftheropia. Det är ungefär som om Dagens Nyheter helt plötsligt skulle försvinna. Landets ledande tidning fanns ej mer.
Well, this is our office.
Joanna Kleftojani blev som alla andra journalister uppsagd. Men hon blev inte knäckt utan levde hela tiden i förvissning om att tidningen skulle återuppstå.
We were optimistic. We didn't lose our faith. I don't know why. And mainly, I didn't lose the faith for this newspaper. I knew that it will begin again because politically the society needs it. The newspaper managed to begin again 1 year after the collapse.
Joanna fick rätt. Tidningen ges ut igen sedan början av året. Det är den gamla ägaren som återupptagit utgivningen med nya finansiärer och nya, tuffare arbetsförhållanden.
Now with the crisis, this is something that everyone has to learn. Everybody around is working double and more, even the weekends. We are not paying for the weekends now, but still we feel lucky because we have a job. Historically, we had a very strong middle class. People who could manage their lives very well. Not rich, not poor, but in a good condition. Now the new measures are destroying this class, and now we have only very poor people. We have 20,000 new people who are living in the streets. They lost their jobs and their houses, and now they're out. We have a lot of suicides because people, you know, they have debts and they cannot pay, so we have a lot. We had a symbolic suicide in the Syntagma Square in front of the people. One day it was something very shocking. You know, the voters, the big part of the voters of this country is not reacting yet. We have only these very radical, you know, left and right groups, but people generally do not react. I don't know what are they waiting for.
Den stora massan har enligt Joanna inte vaknat ännu. Men krisen gör att det händer saker inom kulturen. Den har verkligen levt upp. På gott och ont får man nog säga.
I did an interview to the Minister of Culture, and he said that we should not give money to the art because whenever money were given in the socialistic systems, etc., the art was not good. So this was, you know, the alibi. This is the alibi for the Ministry of Culture, yes, to cut everything right now, saying that, you know, with no money, art is better. But yes, right now, with no money, the youngs mostly are doing masterpieces in a way, you know, and the old world of artistic world is dying now.
Kreativiteten som föds här verkar vara en ganska mörk kreativitet, född av att ha kniven mot strupen mest hela tiden. Ska man nu leta efter den kulturella kreativitetens själva epicentrum här i Aten, så kanske är det här området Exarchia.
You know, at any time of the day and night, you would really feel free to walk everywhere, wander around, watch the sunrise. It was a very, very beautiful feeling. Bonnie! And now, you can't do that. You have to be aware, shall I walk that way? Why is this dark? There are many junkies, there are many people who are really in need of money, so they might rob you just like that. And it has become a much more aggressive and violent city. For me, this is the worst thing that crisis has created.
All this safety net is collapsing because even your own parents are starting to be in the same situation with you, and it's totally terrifying, you know. And then you understand that this same pattern is applied everywhere. This lack of support. So okay, it's a very interesting environment for making films, talking about living somewhere that nothing makes any sense.
Flera nya grekiska filmer tar avstamp i den rådande politiska situationen. Regissörerna Konstantina Voulgaris och Ektoras Lygisos arbetar och bor båda i Exarchia, stadsdelen som idag är ett både politiskt och kreativt nav i Aten. Deras senaste filmer behandlar med stark, realistisk känsla 2 30-åringars liv i krisens spår. Titeln på Konstantina Voulgaris film är en lek med akronymen ACAB som står att läsa lite varstans på Atens husväggar och som i folkmun betyder All cops are bastards, alla snutar är svin. Men All cats are brilliant, alla katter är briljanta, är en personlig, snudd på dokumentärskildring av 30-åriga Elektras vardag.
Έχετε κάποια συγγενεία?
Παραβωνιαστικιά.
Αυτό?
Τούρτα.
Τούρτα δεν απαγορεύεται.
Hennes pojkvän sitter i fängelse på grund av sin radikala politiska kamp. Och Elektra försöker förena ett motstånd mot ett system hon inte tycker fungerar med drömmar om sitt eget liv, kanske ett med familj och barn.
I made this film with all these questions that I had. I mean, how can someone, combine his political beliefs with his or her personal beliefs? It is my agonies, my fears. I have friends who went to prison. My parents are left-wing artists, so all this scene with the parents is something which is very similar to things that I have said to my parents.
Βολεμένοι είμαστε. Βολεμένοι και με σκυμμένο το κεφάλι και αλωνίζουν αυτοί που αλωνίζουν. Σπάστε το εσείς. Εμείς αποδειχθήκαμε κότες. Δυστυχώς.
It is personal because I belong to the anarchist movement and it is something that I strongly believe in. You feel part of a group of people, part of a movement. It's something that is really important to me.
Δηλαδή δεν σας κάνω για τη δουλειά.
Ψάχνω κάποιον πιο έτοιμο.
Ektoras Lygisos debutfilm Boy Eating the Bird's Food, Pojken äter fågelns mat, är baserad på Knut Hamsuns 1800-talsroman Svält. Där driver en ung, arbetslös man omkring i en storstad utan pengar till mat. I Lygisos film går han snabbt mot psykisk instabilitet i ett allt mer förvirrat Aten.
A situation of madness, It was like interesting reading a story about a society that you could feel there was not any safety net around him. It was like not exactly like a jungle, but it was like an absurd feeling of him not being able to be supported by anything. There was not any hint of family or hint of friends or hint of any environment that could even help him.
Krisen göder till synes en ny slags kreativitet. Samtidigt är kulturen längst ner i statens ekonomiska prioriteringar. Och film är fortfarande ett kostsamt medium.
Well, I was so determined to do it that even from the first page I wrote in the script, I was trying so hard not to make it expensive or difficult. Eliminate the locations, the characters, everything.
Όταν μένω πάνω από μία μέρα νηστικός, αισθάνομαι ότι λιώνει το μυαλό μου.
I mean, it's a very common thing to work on a film for months and not to get paid. Sometimes to ask money from your parents or to put your mother cook for the crew and the actors. This is how we make films.
Well, it's so bad out there that you can only hope for better things.
I strongly believe that people who get involved with politics and who are interested in other than their very personal lives are richer in a way. For example, here in Exarchia, there was a parking lot. Me and some friends of mine, we decided to create a park. We spent a lot of time taking out the asphalt, putting dirt, putting trees, plants. It's a very, very beautiful place. For me, this is the most interesting thing, to get the idea that you can do things on your own. It could be wonderful.
Greece, we are not very used to second-hand things, actually. But this is, I think it's a good start.
Grekland har en tung teatertradition att leva upp till. Det var ju trots allt de som uppfann teatern. Och här i Aten så finns faktiskt fler teatrar än i London. Men trots ett skriande penningbehov, massuppsägningar och gratisarbetande skådespelare så dyker det upp nya teaterscener hela tiden. Pjäserna de handlar oftast om väldigt dagsaktuella ämnen som till exempel illegal invandring, trafficking och hur man ska försörja sig så här i krisen.
We have a ranking thing in Greece. Say position 1 is the Ministry of Financial. Now, the last position, which is the 5th, is the Ministry of Education and Culture. Which make you realize, you know, what's the future of that?
Yeah, actually, it's a hell to be a theater director in Greece today because we don't have money. The crisis is very radical, especially for art and especially for the foundation of the theaters.
Αυτή τη στιγμή εγώ κάνω 2 παραστάσεις που πηγαίνουν πάρα πολύ καλά. Είναι sold out, αλλά το ενίκιό μου το πληρώνει οι γονείς μου.
You know, when people think that you don't have to get paid for something, they don't think of it as a profession. They don't think that it's something serious. They think you do it as a hobby. There's a thing in the play, there's a phrase that says no one can be born good and remain good in this earth. In this society, in this corrupt society. Corruption is a great issue for Greece right now. Not only corruption of the politicians, of course, because it's very easy to, you know, say that only the politicians are corrupt, but the corruption really goes down to all of the levels of our society, and this is a theme that applies greatly now to what's happening in Greece.
Whatever you do, actually, whatever you produce now in Greece, it has a political aspect. Even if it's a Shakespeare, or as a Greek drama, or is a modern play, the people are already connect the play with their situation because the situation is present everywhere.
Katarina Evangelatos valde att sätta upp Bertolt Brechts Den goda människan i Szechuan. En pjäs som ställer frågor om hur ekonomiska villkor styr vår moral. I Brechts pjäs beger sig 3 gudar till jorden i en hopplös jakt på en enda god människa.
When I read The Good Person of Szechuan, I thought that there was something very interesting about this play and also something very different to the other plays of Brecht. Stay where we will. It's a very poetic play, it's a very funny play. How can you be good in a society that is not good? Filled with people that are not good. In the center there is an ethical problem.
Men situationen tvingar också fram nya slags pjäser. Liksom i den grekiska filmen finns det idag en realism på landets scener där aktuella samhällsfrågor får stort utrymme.
Στην Ελλάδα γράφτηκαν 2 έργα. Το ένα είναι η αόρατη όλγα που έχει θέμα το trafficking, την διακίνηση δηλαδή γυναικών από την Ανατολική Ευρώπη. Και το άλλο, το Άουστρας που σκηνοθετώ εγώ, όπου ο ξένος είναι ένας τουρίστας.
Όθησε τόσον ισχυρότων σαν τούτον, όπως ή το όρθιος επί του σιγού, ώστε τον έριψεν άπονη στην θάλασσα.
Trots den usla ekonomin ser regissören Theo Abassis ljuspunkter i teatervärlden. När det inte finns pengar kvar försvinner nämligen den gamla generation som länge har styrt landets scener. något som har lett till en kraftig föryngring i den grekiska teatern.
These are the people who are there because they want to fight for the theater, and this of course influences the society. Younger people are coming around the theaters, it influences the way we work, the way we think, the programming. These younger people usually they have better contact with Europe, and usually most of them they have studied abroad, like me. I lived in Holland for 14 years.
It seems that, I don't know why, maybe for political reasons or for because they like it, the media from abroad, they are really interested in what happens here in the culture.
I cannot see myself outside of the society I live in. My choice now is to struggle to stay in Greece, stay here, work in my language, try to do the best I can.
And tomorrow starts the last week of rehearsals.
Break a leg.
Oh, thank you.
I really like to believe that people can work on their own bikes. I think the industry's got so technical that people can't do anything to their own bikes anymore, and it really irritates me the hell out of me. I like people to be able to work on their own stuff. Where are you from?
Sweden. So Greeks like their bikes nowadays?
Yeah, they never did, but they do now. Well, they didn't know what they were. I mean, when I first moved here, I used to get stopped by the police and asked what I was doing. It's like, I'm riding a bike. They're like, what's that? You know? It's really kind of bizarre. Really kind of bizarre.
Who are you making this bike for?
It's actually a customer who, he's had a couple of bikes off me, and this is kind of his big glamour bike. It's beautiful. It was actually made in 1964, so it's been one hell of a big restoration job putting this thing kind of back together. It's beautiful, isn't it? I think that the glamour surrounding the car has gone a little bit, and I think people maybe don't have as much money. And so I think that, obviously, biking globally has kind of picked up anyway, and so it was going to happen here one day.
And what are you thinking for the handlebars for this one?
Yeah, it's got a leather tape and leather saddle, so they match, you know?
Okay.
But the saddle at the moment is in Germany with a friend of mine, and it's being laser embossed with his initials. Lovely.
Inom kultur- och mediesektorn har det i krisens spår dykt upp en ny anställningsform. Det är folk som inte längre är fast anställda, men inte heller arbetslösa, utan de jobbar gratis. Ungefär som på den här radiostationen, Flash 69. Ett tag var den landets näst största, men nu har det gått 7 månader sedan de senast fick lön.
It was, it was evening, and the guy who is our representative at our union called me, and he said, that's the end. Our boss was disappeared. And I sat down. I was outside of a shop, and I saw the marbles there. I took a photo of that, that image, just to remember what was the end of my career. Not career, I could say my life. And, I felt a little bit sore about that.
Flash 69 har inte råd att betala hyra, inte vatten, inte ens toalettpapper. Det finns inget internet, inget telefonabonnemang och därför kan man inte längre göra telefonintervjuer. Den 19 februari varslades radiostationen om att strömmen skulle stängas av. Men i sista stund lyckades de få uppskov.
No, I don't know. It's becoming like a hobby, I could say, because I'm not paid, so I don't know what to do. And it's very difficult. It's a situation which is very similar to be in jail. I have the feeling that I must keep working here because I have the obligation to our audience.
Του Φώτη Κουβέλη άρχισαν οι εργασίες της Κεντρικής Επιτροπής της Δημοκρατικής Αριστεράς.
You get angry when you hear that yes, money comes from European Union and where they are spent to the banks.
Από την ανατροπή ferryboat με 50 επιβάτες στον ποταμό Μέγνα στο Μπαγκλαντές.
I used to love to have my house heated. I don't now because I can't pay it. And nowadays, you know, my sister is my boss now.
In what way? She helps you?
She helps me. Yeah, that's it. It's a difficult situation, of course. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, that's it. I'm a little bit, you know, I'm kind of person which I prefer now to leave it aside, that's it.
Det känns verkligen att Grekland går på knäna, använder sig av reservkrafterna. Men det gäller inte kulturens område, tvärtom. Där sjuder det av aktivitet och engagemang och det finns en vilja att verkligen berätta om det som händer. Vilket i sin tur får politiker och myndigheter att känna att på kulturområdet där kan vi ju skära. Har vi tur så kanske vi inte behöver betala någonting. Grekerna, de uppfann demokratin men de uppfann också tragedin och ironin.
Vi sätter på en skattkista som är av dimensioner i skandinavisk folklore.
There's a troll for everyone and everyone needs a troll.
Ja, trollen är på frammarsch, men vad är det vi pratar om när vi talar om trollen? Ses nästa vecka. Ha det så bra. Hej då.
Snake rock and the Guinness.